Absolute Wealth. Real investors, real results.
Hi everyone, this is James R. Gorrie, Managing Editor of Absolute Wealth, with another edition of The Good, the Bad, and the Gorrie, where I tell you something good in the economy, something bad, and really what you ought to think about it, or what I think about it. Anyway, all right, the good. The good is that Zillow.com chief economist Stanley Humphries has said, hey, the housing market has finally bottomed out. Okay, to wit, he said, the housing recovery is holding together despite lower than expected job growth, indicating that it has some organic strength of its own. So, sounds like good news to me. Hey, the housing market has bottomed out. There's only one problem. It hasn't. Here's what I mean. He's saying there's some organic strength of its own. At the same time, less people are working. Does that mean people with no jobs are buying houses? Here's what Bloomberg says. The foreclosure rate is rising in 60% of American cities. Doesn't sound like a housing recovery to me. In fact, they go on to say that more than 1 million homes in metropolitan areas are under foreclosure. It's up 1.5% from the last 6 months of 2011. Doesn't sound like a recovery to me. Or how about this one from that bastion of conservative thought at the Huffington Post? According to a report from the Consumer Federation of America and the Consumer Planner Board of Standards, Inc., 38% of households live paycheck to paycheck. Now, for comparison, in 1997, this figure was only 31%. Not the actual stuff of a recovery. So that's the bad news. The bad news today is linked with the good news. The good news is supposedly the housing recovery is coming about, or at least bottomed out, and we're moving forward. The bad news is it's not the case. So what gives here? Why is Zillow saying this? What is organic strength when people are not working? What is that magic? No, there's an answer to this. And the answer is homes are being bought by the thousands by investors. And that is the good news. That's not the housing recovery we all wanted, but it is good news. And here's why. Rather than having empty houses deteriorate, having neighborhoods going south, and just having the economy and the houses lose value, investors are stepping in. Hey, they want to make a profit. So they're going to recover, they're going to grab those houses, invest in them, repair them, get them rented, and restore neighborhoods, and get a nice recovery, a nice return on their investment as well. So that's really the good news. It's not the housing recovery that we wanted, but it does explain where the houses are, who's buying the houses, and it does explain this last statistic here from CBS's Money Watch, which says today's Commerce Department reports that June sales of new single-family homes fell by 8.4%, the most in more than a year. Okay, so why? Because people without jobs aren't buying new homes. All right, investors aren't buying new homes; they're buying cheap, foreclosed homes. And that's the nature of what's going on in the market. So I don't know whose water Zillow.com carries. I don't know what their agenda is. Maybe they just need more hits to their website. Fair enough. But if they're going to report something, make it accurate. So that's the good, the bad, and the Gorrie for this week. I'm James R. Gorrie, Managing Editor of Absolute Wealth. See you next time.
I need that.